Yeah, it looks like we've already got 10 on, so the numbers are climbing. It's great.
Make those.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Wherever you are in the world, fantastic to have you with us on the call this evening. Bonita, thanks for making time to come on as usual and always be so supportive for our team. Really appreciate you and your energy that you bring, and obviously your expertise being in this industry and your background in health as a professional and training people for I don't know how many years now. You can maybe tell everyone a little bit about your story. But yeah, we're very grateful to have you on this evening. And yeah, I'm going to hand over to you. Thank you so much, Renita.
Thank you so much, Oliver, for your awesome leadership. Thank you for all these great, beautiful faces. Alondra, I see Peter, I see Desiree, Mel, Mark. Welcome, everybody, to this awesome meeting today. We're very excited that you're here and that you're spending a few minutes with us to learn about this incredible, incredible life-changing opportunity. How many of you know that this is a life-changing opportunity for health, for wealth, for relationships? I mean, on so many levels, we're having such amazing miracles happen with our team. So I pray that you get a vision today for what can happen for you and your health. Maybe you came for your health today. I love health. I've been a health coach, as Oliver said, for 25 years. I have over 25 health and fitness certifications. So I actually went back to school for my doctorate in holistic nutrition. And I always say I never completed it, but I learned enough to make me very dangerous to the world of drugs, because I am very much an advocate of natural health, healing, nature, light, energy, frequency, food, all of the great things, joy, prayer, meditation, right? All of those things that we know can change the energy and the frequency and the health of our bodies. And so I've been at this a long time. Here in the United States, I was actually the NBC health and fitness expert. So I was on television for over 8.5 years. I had my own segment called Wellness Wednesday. And so I loved it. Every week I got to educate people about different facets of health and healing. And it was wonderful. 8.5 years in my state. We had a viewing audience of maybe about 800,000 people. So it was a big dynamic for me of just helping people be well. And when that ended during the wild pandemic, when that ended, I didn't know at the time what was going on, but I felt like God was making room for something very large and very exciting, because I'm a big believer in glory to glory and from one good thing to the next good thing. So I always feel if you have a little down season in your life, don't worry, the setback might be there, but the comeback's going to be bigger than the setback. And so with that being said, God introduced me to LifeWave through a nurse friend of mine out of Canada. We had this wonderful relationship. She was an emotion code, body code expert, and she was an amazing woman. And she had actually escaped kind of the medical system up there, because it was very difficult for her to be practicing all the things that she loved and knew how to do with energy and frequency and prayer. And so she was doing alternative ways of healing with a lot of her patients. And she called me up one day and she said, "Hey, you have to try this patch on your mother." She said, "I know how much you love natural health and healing." And she said, "I know that your mom has Parkinson's." And she said, "My neighbor lady had a downright miracle with this patch." And I said, "Well, Doris, you had me at the word miracle. I love miracles. I believe in miracles." And so she said, "I'm going to send you some. Just put them on your mom. Let me know if anything happens. No strings attached. I just think it's going to work for her because it worked for my neighbor lady with Parkinson's." I said, "Thank you so much." She sent the patches out. My mom started wearing the patches. In fact, I don't think she was wearing them correctly, which we'll get to in a second here, which goes to show you don't need to get it just perfect for these patches to work. The great news is you can put them anywhere on your body with the X39, and you're going to have a positive health experience. And so it was the 11th day, you guys, of my mom wearing the patch, and my husband and I went over there at 8 a.m. as usual, and we usually kind of help her get up and get rolling for the day. And she was very tough in the morning because she couldn't walk. Her mood was not great. Well, that morning on day 11, there was my cute mom Pearl walking across the kitchen, no walker, bebopping with her black and white polka dot pajamas. And she just looked over at me and she said, Nita, do you want me to make you some eggs? When I walked in the door. I thought, this is a woman who hasn't cooked for 2 years. I mean, we took away knives, we even took away butter knives from her. And here she was offering to make me breakfast suddenly, you know? And I said, hey, mom, where's the walker? And she said, it's in the bedroom. And I said, what do you mean it's in the bedroom? Like, since when don't you need the walker at 8 a.m.? And she said, well, I didn't need it today, Nita. And I thought, wow, this is something powerful. So that is where my journey with LifeWave began. And now we've got incredible teams all over the world, starting with this amazing South African team. And we've got so many incredible people that are part of this. I always say I hang out with people a lot smarter than me, like the Olivers of the world and the Alondras of the world. And the Nickies of the world. You know, you become the people you hang out with most. So make sure you're hanging out with people that are believing big and making a difference in life. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share, you guys. I'm actually starting a YouTube channel that I want all of you to tune into because we're going to be broadcasting all of our Zoom meetings. It's called Get Up World. Yes, come on. And Get Up World is what it's going to be called. It's going to be all LifeWave training, teaching. We're going to be talking about health, about wealth. I'm a big believer in breaking the generational curse of sickness and of poverty. You know, I always say in my lineage, I didn't come from health. Like I told you, my mom, you know, was diagnosed with Parkinson's. My grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. You know, my grandfather had like 5 strokes before the age of 50. So I didn't come from a family of health. But in my mind now, I'm the chain breaker, baby. So I pray that you guys are the chain breakers as well. So I feel like it was sickness, 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 Renita, right? Sickness, 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 Alondra, right? So like in my mind, I'm visualizing a chain and then it just broke when it got to me because God broke the mold when he made me. And so I'm believing that for health for all of you as well. And then also for finances. I mean, so many times we get stuck in a rut with money. How many of you know this? You know, I can't afford it. I can't do it. You know, it's kind of this repetition of the negative. And I always say, whatever you're meditating on, you're getting a whole lot more of. And so I'm a big believer in breaking the chain of poverty. I was not raised in a wealthy family. I was raised in a very blue collar family, hard workers. My dad was a plant worker. My mom owned a little restaurant. She loved to cook, but she made no money at her restaurant, right? She was just giving food away out the door. And so we were raised with real hard work and a real desire to help people, but really not a big desire of financial abundance. Like we never really had that kind of attitude or vision for our lives. And so again, health and wealth, I did not come from health and wealth, but you can make certain that health and wealth are coming from me on down. And so we are all about educating our children about financial literacy. We homeschool our kids here in the United States. And the bottom line is, you know, we have to take back our power. And I believe that LifeWave is just an opportunity for each one of you watching today to take your power back. And maybe that's with the health. Maybe you're got on here today because you have specific health ailments. You're looking that may help with this patch, right? The patch is going to work to hopefully kind of rejuvenate and regenerate the cells of your body so you can get control of those health ailments. Or maybe you got on here today for the finances. You say, Renita, you know what? $500 a month would change my family's life. So I'm going to share both of those faucets with you today. And I pray that you take the gold from the presentation. I pray that you find the nuggets that serve you best and that will help to propel your life, your mind, your state of health, your state of finances to the next level. So let me screen share with you. I got to get the right presentation pulled up. We've got so many amazing presentations that we share, but some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. You know, some of the presentations that we're using are basically a presentation where we just show the X39 patch. And actually, that's where I'm going to begin with all of you. I'm going to show you guys just X39 to start with, because that is the patch that changed my life. And I pray that it changes yours. You know, this is the patch that Doris from Canada sent us. She sent us one patch in a baggie. Well, a couple different, it was many of X39s, but they were in a baggie. It was just that only patch. I didn't know about any of the other patches. So if someone got on here today and said, hey, you got to get on to learn about a different one, please talk to who invited you on here and they will share the different patches with you. But the reason X39 is so powerful is because this is the one that activates that GHK-Cu peptide that literally rejuvenates and regenerates your own stem cells in your body. So this is such a beautiful technology, you guys, because this technology is a game changer. It's affordable. It's easy to use. It's like, I mean, it's literally user friendly. We've got 6-year-olds using it. We've got 85-year-olds use it. We've got 93-year-olds using it. You know, Fred's parents are using it, right? So the bottom line is it's an easy technology to use, and the results are profound. And for some people, like my mother, we saw the results on the 11th day. She was walking without that walker. That same morning, I decided to patch my dad. My dad was confused because he said, Renita, I thought this patch was for Parkinson's. I said, I have no idea what it's for, but I pray and hope it's going to help these oozing, goozing legs, which I'll show you guys a picture of in a second. But the bottom line is we saw phenomenal, miraculous results with X39. So that is always the patch that I lead with, and I encourage all of you to lead with as well. But this is a great website. It's called thisisitinfo.com. So hopefully you can all see that. Now, I'm going to encourage you, if you're here today just to learn a little bit, go to this website later today and just click on the first 2 videos. The first one is 2 minutes long, and the second one is 1:46 seconds. So if you can invest 4 minutes later today, you're going to get a real great overview of how we can live an empowered life and what is phototherapy. For those of you who are brand new, you've never heard of light therapy or photobiomodulation, that's what this is. But this little 1:46 video right here will sum it up for you. So that's if you just want to put your toe on the water. Some of you on here today, maybe it's Mel, maybe it's Desiree, maybe you say, I need a deep dive. I'm a person who just needs more, Renita. Perfect. I love that. So you can go on here and you can watch many videos. Here's David Schmidt, the founder himself, talking about the power of X39. By the way, how many of you caught the water machine yesterday? Did any of you watch that? Holy cow, when I say the best is yet to come, brace yourself, because we are literally setting new industries. Like David is literally creating a new water category, right, guys? Phototherapy water that is going to do so much for our entire bodies for healing and regeneration. Literally everybody that was involved in the clinical study had an incredible product experience in seconds after drinking the water. So that's coming down the pipeline. But in the meantime, we've got these incredible patches to create the miracles that so many are looking for. But as you scroll down here, maybe you say, hey, I want to listen to an MD, right? I want to listen to an MD. This is a great MD, world renowned, actually, Dr. Leland Stillman, a dear friend of mine. His patients are having more results in 7 days after wearing the patch than they see in 6 months of Dr. Stillman working with them. So he had no choice but to get involved with this because his patients were wearing the patch with such phenomenal results. I mean, it was literally like, this guy is a world-class doctor who does all these various modalities of healing, and he was seeing more happen with these wonderful patients of his in just 7 days of patching with X39. So we know it's powerful, guys. As you come down, more about the patents, more about the long-term results. Maybe you say, hey, I need more of this David Schmidt. He's the scientist. He's the genius. You can listen to more with him talking about the long-term results that are going to happen from wearing X39. I'm just going to tell you, the longer you wear it, the healthier you're going to be, right? And as we scroll down, more great, this great 3-minute, 50-second video right here talks specifically how the X39 is activating the GHK copper peptide to activate our own stem cells. And again, I just feel like I'm kind of your tour guide today, where I can show you where to find all the excellent information, okay? I always say you don't need to know it all, but it's good to know where to find it all, right, guys? So as I come down here, more medical doctors. You could watch the entire Believe panel. There's MDs on there. There's chiropractors. So there's doctors from all walks of life. It's not just medical doctors. It's integrated physicians, right? It's cardiologists. I was just at an event down in Scottsdale. The first meeting I was at, there was a doctor And we were talking about how people that wear this patch, it does miraculous things for their spider veins and their varicose veins. Well, I didn't realize that one of the MDs at the meeting was literally like a surgeon for veins. And he said, "Hey, Renita, I can tell you why the veins and the spider veins are disappearing because I'm a certain kind of surgeon, vascular surgeon, right?" I was like, "Please, thank you. Tell me why this is happening." And he said, as you wear that X39 and it's strengthening that GHK copper peptide, a lot of people, you can see those blue veins because the walls become very thin, right, of their veins. And so what happens is when you keep patching with X39, the vascular wall is no longer like see-through. It gets stronger. Isn't this great? And so just the long-term health on your veins and your arteries and all of those things that are in our bodies that God knows that we need to repair and regenerate. So he literally stood up and said, "This is why, you look like you're getting rid of your varicose veins and your spider veins because the vascular walls are actually strengthening from this patch." And I said, "Well, there you go. There you go." Thank God. I always say nobody in the room is as smart as everybody in the room together. Right? It's so powerful when we get together. Anyway, so you guys can come here and you can listen to all the doctors, but that's the first thing I want to show you. And the final thing at this beautiful website, if you're taking a deep dive and wanting to learn more, if you go to the very tip top up there, do you see how it says testimonials? You will be so encouraged. I'm just going to tell you, grab a box of Kleenex. I don't know. I'm a person that I'm like, you know what? In life, we've got to let the good stuff go from our head to our heart. We've got to get all the bad stuff. We got to quit taking it to heart. You remember when people say don't take it to heart? I think it's a mastery not to take negative stuff to heart. I think that if we can become masters of our minds being the watchdogs for our heart, and anytime you hear really, really good things, just say, "Oh, I'm going to take that one to heart. I'm going to take that one to heart," right? What if we just started taking to heart the good news of the world, the miracles, the amazing things that are happening, right? So I encourage you to do that. And you can start with doing that at the testimonials. It's right there at the top. Now, every one of these you can click on. You can click on neuropathy. You can click on back spine issues. You can click on sleep. I mean, whatever you want to learn about. If I click on children, there's going to be multiple videos on children, okay? Talking about everything from children with autism to children with cross eyes. And now the eyes are not crossed anymore. It's just miraculous. So all of these testimonies are things for you to view and watch, okay? So if you say, "I really need to increase my belief about what this patch can do for me," I would encourage you guys to get on over to testimonials and watch away. 15 minutes a day will keep doubt away. How many of you know that? How many of you are doing 15 minutes on those testimonials every day? Because that's really going to help you set the pace with your mind about what needs to happen. All right, let's see what questions we have over there. So first things first, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew this is itinfo.com. Did you jot that down? Remember, you have an assignment. Some of you are going to take a little toe in the water, watch those first 2 videos, 4 minutes total. Just do them while you're going to the bathroom. You're going to have your phone in your hand anyway. Okay, just watch it while you're going to the bathroom. Okay, just don't drop your phone in the toilet. All right, and then those of you that need the deep dive, I just showed you so many valuable resources that you can learn from doctors, nurses, chiropractors, healthcare practitioners, and then of course all those great testimonies. Let's see what we got in the chat over here. You guys are chatting it up. Holy Moses. I'm here, but not as a person. Okay, learn that, my dad. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna be praying for you, Fred. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your father. I'm praying for your family. All right. Oh my gosh, your mom is still 94, faithfully patching, and I know you've had good results with her eyes and everything. So let's just pray a mighty shield of God around Fred's parents. Let me see here. Okay, I think that there's no more questions in there. So we're gonna move on. So actually, generally, what I do is I share a little presentation with all of you. And if you've not seen this yet, you're going to love this because this is really, all of you can use this. All of you can use this presentation. In fact, let me show you where to find it. I think it's important in life to know where to go to get stuff, right? Because if not, you're like, where was that at? So what I'm going to do with you right now is it's over on our Facebook group. And on Facebook, there's really 2 really important Facebook groups that you're part of that are going to help you to grow and learn, because I want to share with you guys a major thing that's going on here with our LifeWave team is community. How many of you know that people love community? There was a reason they tried to not let everybody hug each other for 5 years, Right now we're hugging and kissing and patching, and wow, it's fun. And so when you get together in community, there's real knowledge and wisdom that starts happening. Have you guys noticed? You know, like I said, nobody in the room is as smart as everybody in the Zoom room together. Nobody in the group is as smart as everybody in the group together sharing their testimonials. So the first one is called LifeWave Wellness Warriors. And when you go to this Facebook group, it's great. Make sure that you say that you're on Alondra's team or Oliver's team or Nikki's team or Fred's team or whoever is sending you. Okay, make sure that you're saying who sent you, because every day we've got like 600 requests. And so we're trying to make it accustomed to our team, because if not, we're answering a lot of questions from a lot of people that are not necessarily always on our team, and we want to help our team first. And so go there, you can hit the invite button, you can invite your friends. Now what I'm going to click on is the featured. Do you guys see the featured up here? And when I click on the featured right there, the beautiful thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of great things. So you could come here and say, hey, I want a fantastic overview of the wholesale packs and the business opportunity. This is 21 minutes long. So if you came just to learn about business or to share the business and maybe you can't quite talk it yet, you could literally go ahead and you could click on this up here, and you could say, I actually would do this. I would click on this. I'd open it up. On my phone, it's very easy. And there's going to be 3 dots on the corner of your phone when you open it. And it says open in an external browser. So you're not just opening it in that Facebook group. It pulls to an external browser. That way you can share it. Now, this is a 21-minute video where I talk specifically about the different packages to get started with and the business opportunity. Okay. So just know that that exists for you. I'm going back to that Facebook group again. As I scroll down here, here's more videos. Here's a 12-minute video with all of the patches. Have you guys watched this yet? I literally go over all the patches in 12 minutes. As you come down, here's another great LifeWave recording. This is 11 minutes of X39 only. So if you say, hey, I like to lead with X39, Renita, that's the one that reactivates and regenerates that copper peptide that activates our stem cells, then you're going to want to use that video to share. These are quick overviews of people to understand the technology better, especially if you're brand new and you haven't got, a good handle on how to talk it yet. You can use the tool to do the talking, okay? And the tax benefits. Some of you are saying, hey, how can I benefit with taxes? This talks about the tax benefits of a home-based business. What are they? And we do a great training on that, Scott and I, mostly Scott, because Scott's the money man. You guys know how he is, right? And then, of course, as you scroll down, there's going to be more and more things for you to look at. This is the January Vision Convention coming up here. So if you haven't registered for that Vision Convention, that's $29. All of you should be attending that. It's going to be wonderful, where David talks more about the water, right? And the great supplements. Again, I'm just showing you all this so you understand that this is all there. The reason I kept going down is because there's this beautiful Google Doc right there. And we can open that up. And this is a slideshow presentation for all of you to use. So it was right under the featured as I continue to go down. Can you guys see that? Did it open it up? Can everybody see that? Yes? Awesome. So the biggest question is, have you been patched yet? Finally, Renita opens the presentation to keep her on the rails, right? Finally. I'm kind of a storyteller because I believe that stories move the soul, right? So all LifeWave products are free from drugs, chemicals, and stimulants. If you haven't caught the wind of this yet, we love natural health and healing. We love that God designed our bodies to heal. How many of you believe that? You're at the right place with the right people. God designed our bodies to heal. We're all just realizing that in some realms, and we're taking back our power, right? So LifeWave does not claim to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. I showed you my beautiful mother. My mom is feisty. So I was over at her house helping her this morning because she lives independently. And she said, my rack that fell down, they came and hung it up. She goes, I don't know if they got the screws in deep enough. I mean, she is just so sharp, this woman. But she was literally dying 2.5 years ago. She had wasted away to 98 pounds. Like I said, we took away knives. She wasn't cooking anymore. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk. Tremor was crazy. It was rough. Her bones, literally her teeth were loose in her mouth. It was wild. And wow, 11 days on the patch, we saw the first miracle. 30 days on the patch, we saw another miracle. 60 days on the patch, the dentist is calling me saying, what did you do to your mother's teeth? I'm looking at a different set of teeth here. My My mom is just rocking it at 124 pounds now. She gained weight. Her massage therapist got started with the patches because she would massage my mom. And she goes, how in the world is your mother gaining all this muscle? I literally can feel the muscle as I'm rubbing her. And that was the massage therapist. And I said, hey, it's the patches. It's the only thing different that we've been doing is the patch, you know? And so the massage therapist literally got started for that. This is the second miracle. My dad literally was a one patch wonder. I know Alondra on here was a one patch wonder as well. And there's many other of you probably that were one patch wonders, but you know, a one patch wonder is when you put a patch on somebody and they notice something within the first 24 hours. And with my dad, it was undeniable. His legs had been oozing and goozing for 6 months. He couldn't walk. He couldn't sleep. They would not stop dripping. They were 3 times the normal size. And so that morning when my mom was gallivanting through the kitchen, I said, Dad, can we try a patch on you? And he said, I thought it was for Parkinson's. I said, I don't have any idea what it's for. I just can't believe what I'm seeing with Mom. I think it could help your legs. And he said, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a try. And we just threw it right here. I'll never forget it. I said, let's put it right here. There's no broken, rough skin on that shoulder. Let's throw it right there. And the next morning I came back. And I mean, honestly, I fell to my knees and I was thanking Jesus. I'll just be really honest with you. I mean, I could not believe my eyes. Because if you've ever been with anybody who's sick and suffering, have any of you been with somebody who's sick and suffering? Maybe you've been with yourself. Maybe you've been the one sick and suffering, right? And we know that's a long journey and it's difficult, right? And so if you've been in that, I'm just praying today for complete relief and breakthrough for you with this patch, because we've seen it again and again. And so my dad, when I saw the legs do that overnight, I mean, it was shocking. There was no denying it. I wasn't the person who said, I wonder if this patch is working. I was like, holy Moses. And then my dad, my sweet dad says, looks like the sticker worked. Where can I get some more of those stickers? And I mean, like, and so I don't typically call it a sticker, but I mean, the wisdom of an 80-year-old, like put the sticker on the body, right? And this is my friend Penny. This is her hands, and she had chemotherapy about almost 7.5, 8 years ago. Nearly killed her. Thank God she lived, but she had like this wicked hand-itis, dermatitis, psoriasis. We should not use disease names. I don't even know what it was. It just was really painful. And 5 days later, after she got on the patch, this was the picture she sent me on the right to my messenger inbox. And she said, I'm going to tell the world about this patch. And you can still see a little bit of residue on the fingertips there, that it's not 100% perfect, but are you kidding me? 5 days it changed this woman's life, and her hands are still perfect to this day. But it's not just for old people, sick people, bad skin people. It's really for everybody who's looking for a miracle breakthrough with their health. And I'll tell you what, the fast want to get faster. The strong want to get stronger. How many of you know that? You know, I know Oliver is a competitive athlete with tennis, and I know a lot of people that are very competitive. They like to be bigger, better, faster, stronger, fitter, and they like to recover faster, you know, especially if they're in the game. And so my son was a miracle breakthrough. Bo is 24. He got started with the patch pretty much right after we got started. And he had low-grade headaches for a couple years, and was really having problems with his feet. He actually was one of the 2 kids on the whole track team that didn't get the vaccine at his college. Over here, the NCAA athletes, they really pushed hard for him to get it. And Bo opted not to, because we just don't vaccinate with our family. Remember, my undertone is natural, so we're just not into that. And the wonderful thing that happened to Bo is he put the patch on, and I would say that he was dealing with a little bit of anxiety just from all of the chaos in the college realm with the vaccines and sickness. And I mean, you know, sometimes if they were sick, they were supposed to quarantine as athletes for 3 weeks. I mean, these are young, healthy people that are not supposed to talk to anybody for 3 weeks. It was really quite sickening. Anyway, long story short, Bo got the patch, and on the 8th day, Bo was back. Bo was back, baby. Like his cognition was better. He was smiling again. He was celebrating with his brothers. Before, he was just kind of angry. He was an angry elf. And, you know, after that patch on the 8th day, he said, Mom, I think there's something to this. He came back from a run. He said, I just did 16. I said, 16 what? He goes, I ran 16 miles. I was like, holy Moses. I don't know if I do that in a month. I said, how far do you normally go? He said, 8. I said, so you just double down just like that? And he goes, yeah, I could do 16 more too. I mean, he felt so good. And he said, the biggest thing is, he said, he said, my head feels different. My head feels better. He said, I don't have any of that low grade headache, and that kind of like brain fog that I had, he said, is gone. He said, I really think there's something to this patch. I mean, and that was with no prompting. That was not with me as a mom saying, hey, what are you feeling? Right? He just came back in from the run and gave that up and gave that testimony himself. And I thought, wow. He said, I think a lot of guys on my track team could use this. They're all taking way too many ibuprofen for pain and inflammation. And so Bo literally launched his business, and he's a senior presidential director with our team. He is great. I just heard him talking to his dad on the phone. Like, he's patching people in the elevator. I mean, this kid is just on fire for helping people and financial breakthrough as well. So a lot of young people, you guys, need the patch because they've got the anxiety, the depression, the brain fog, right? And if you're dealing with these young people that are athletes, they really like the muscle recovery and the fact that they don't have to use the Tylenols and the ibuprofens. And so we could talk health all day. We better get to some important facts about David Schmidt and how this technology got started. So the company's 20 years old. I always feel like, have I been living in a van down by the river or like a closet for 20 years? Like, how come I didn't know about this, right? Prior to 2 years ago. But, you know, I always say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That was Rumi, right? So when you're ready to receive, it's like, boom, there it is. And so we were ready to receive. I was face down with my aging parents. You know, some people say, oh, I don't believe in the patch. And you know what I think when they say that? Maybe you're not sick enough yet. Or maybe you're not dealing with somebody that's sick enough yet. Or maybe you haven't tried everything and spent a ton of time, energy, and money, and nothing's worked, and you're fed up with that. So we were kind of at the end of the rope, right? Like with my mom and dad, I'm like, we had tried everything. We had taken them to the major hospitals like Mayo Clinic here in the United States. Nothing was working really for either one of them. And so when we saw the patch technology do that, there was just no denying it. I just thought, you know, those guys are in really bad shape. How many of you know that when you get to your late 70s, 80s, you know, you've had a lot of abuse on the body, right? You've had a lot of abuse. And so I thought, if it's working for those people, what's it going to do for somebody like me who just doesn't sleep very well, right? Well, that changed on the fourth day. The fourth night, I woke up at 5:30 a.m. You know, the next day I woke up at 6:30 a.m. Finally, I had slept through the night. So whether it be the skin, you know, the gait, the mood, I mean, the headache, I mean, it's just like everything, right? So David knew this, though. 20 years ago, he was a student of phototherapy, and he was contracted by the Navy SEALs to create the first patch. It was called Energy Enhancer. And many of you wear an Energy Enhancer. I wear Energy Enhancer. It actually is a 2-patch system, a white and a tan. And that patch actually has amazing benefits because it uses fat oxidation to balance your energy and improve your energy. So fat oxidation means it burns your body fat. How many of you like the idea of that? I like that idea. And so especially when you're working out, you're going to be burning more fat. But that was the first patch David used, and it worked with the Navy SEALs so tremendously. The next group of people that wanted to use it was the United States Female Olympic Swim Team. It worked with these girls. Imagine this. They patched these female swimmers. They had been very slow. And within 3 weeks of patching, all of the swimmers, every one of the female swimmers broke their PRs in practice. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about practice, but generally it's not in practice where people are breaking their own records. It's usually like game day, the state tournament, right? Or the national tournament. It's never, you know, practice, but all of those athletes broke their records in practice, and 4 had qualified for the U.S. Olympic swim team. So it was kind of a big deal. And so we knew the patch worked, and the company was doing very well, $20 to $30 million a year. But what happened was David in 2008 said, let's focus on stem cell research. And how many of you realize there's like 2 parts to medicine right now? One's the old juggernaut, a pill for every ill, surgeries, right? And I'm not saying sometimes we don't need those things. We absolutely do. And we're so thankful for great health practitioners, right? But the bottom line is this other arena that's happening called regenerative medicine and regenerative health, sound, light, frequency, food, earthing, grounding, sun gazing, right? We could go on and on and on. Those things are very powerful. So we are realizing, you know, peptides is part of regenerative medicine. So there's these two major things happening right now. And I always say the East and West need to come together, okay? Because it's 2 wings on the same bird. We need to get together, and we need to help bridge that gap of the East and West, which is why I have so many medical doctors on my team. I mean, literally yesterday, again, I did a Zoom meeting with a medical doctor, incredible guy out of Georgia. He said, I don't use anything outside of traditional medicine, but I'm now open to it. So it's like the times are changing, right? Bobby Kennedy got on board over here with the United States, and he's going to be really ripping the Band-Aid off of a lot of the three-letter organizations that have been hiding maybe not such, up front science, right? They've been kind of cooking the books. And so he's really going to bring a lot of validity and clarity and hopefully integrity back to our medical system here in the United States. We're hoping for that. But in the meantime, we're helping all these medical doctors totally get on board with regenerative medicine, because this is not something they've been commonly trained in. Most doctors, when you say, what do you know about stem cells? Most know very little. A lot of you on here are actually doing some education with your doctors, right? The guy that I had on yesterday from Georgia, the medical doctor, guess who got him on? An elderly person was wearing the patch, and that elderly person had phenomenal results. And so that elderly person's adult children was bringing their dad to the doctor. And guess what? The doctor said, what on earth are you doing with your dad? We've never seen these results. And he said, it's this patch. So guess who got the Zoom meeting lined up? The patient's children lined up the Zoom meeting with the doctor. So here you have patients now educating their doctors about this technology. So really all of us can do this. But David, $4.5 million, 10 years to break the market, X39. The technology is phenomenal. For all the left brain people, print out a copy of the patent, take it to them, let them read the patent. I love that it says, it provides this phototherapy, provides beneficial effects to the human body as a result of elevating copper peptide. GHKCU, baby. I didn't know what it was when I started, but I certainly know what it is now, right? This is where growth and learning is so important. But like it says right in the look at the patent, including activation of stem cells. Wow. It says it in the patent. Improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction of inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen, which is why everybody looks like they're glowing on this Zoom meeting that's been on the patch longer than 3 months, right? Your faces are just vibrant. And then, of course, that improved wound healing. But I feel like all of us need all of that, right? Especially with the aging process. So another great resource, if you haven't picked it up yet, get the book. How many of you have the book? If you haven't bought the book, invest $16 in the book, guys. You got to go get it today. Just go to Amazon or wherever it is that you buy and get the book, because this book is a tool in your health arsenal. And sometimes people say, well, what does Oliver know about health? He's just a tennis pro, right? What does that guy know? Well, I don't know, but I carry around this book, and I'll tell you what, this Lauren Picard, he's the guy who discovered this copper peptide. Pretty sure he knows. And, this is some of the findings that he found. And I just like to flip it over and be a smarty pants and read the back of the book, right? I always feel like that's like the Cliff Notes, the back of the book. And so you just read that back of the book, or turn to page 206 and just read page 206 out loud to the person you're standing in front of. How about this? How about this? Maybe you want this, And again, in life, there's going to be those who get it and those who don't, right? I'm not in the business nagging, begging, or dragging. I'm in the business of presenting, loving, sharing and caring, and letting people making an educated decision. Of course, we've got the 95 clinical studies that are in the back office for everybody to find and review. If you're really analytical and you love that, they're all there for you, which is great. And just a little bit more about stem cells. I mean, it's the number one indicator of how healthy we are, right? So when we're out of stem cells, we're out. We got to get patches on these elderly patients and people. Fred, I pray that your dad starts patching again. But stem cells are the cells that can really develop and repair everything, whatever needs to be repaired, right? There's two things that diminish stem cells in the body. Number one is going to be the aging process. So I know we don't want to really, accept that we're aging, but if this year you're 47 and next year you're 48, well, you're aging. So guess what? By age 50, you've got a 75% reduction of stem cell activity. I mean, I just think that's crazy once you understand that. I'm like, holy cow, how come no one's ever told me this before type stuff, right? The other thing that really affects our stem cells and the production and quality of our stem cells is inflammation. Well, I'm over here in the US. We're inflammation nation, guys. Like, you're better off over in South Africa, right? Because you guys don't have a lot of the chemicals that we have in our air, food, and water, which, by the way, has been completely acceptable for the last 60 years, contaminating everybody. But now we got the good guys rocking and rolling. So hopefully we're going to take back our power and get rid of some of these chemicals in our food supply. But chronic inflammation is linked to diminished and reduced stem cells as well. So let's just imagine somebody who's had chronic inflammation. Maybe you're pre-diabetic, or maybe you've got eczema, right? That's a chronic inflammation, or maybe you've had headaches, right? So all those things are inflammatory. Now you combine that with the aging process. So it's like, holy cow, it's amazing we're all still standing, right? But all of that changes the moment we put the patch on. I mean, look at my dad, 95% reduction of those stem cells. Boom, puts a patch on. Next morning is asking for more stickers, right? I mean, just like that. So powerful how it works. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. No one else in the world is duplicating our technology. It's nanocrystal technology, which meaning small, right? Small salt, sugar, nanocrystals in that patch. It can't be big because the patch is so small, so it has to be nanocrystals. And all those nanocrystals do is they sit on top of the body in that patch, and they just reflect our own body light back into the body. So they're non-transdermal. So there's no ingredients from the patch that are leaching into the skin. There's no ingredients from the patch that, are somehow dissolving into the skin. It's simply sitting on top of our skin, almost like a mirror, reflecting back into the body different spectrums of light, depending what patch you're wearing. In the case of X39, it's the spectrum of light coming back into the body is activating that peptide. And remember, peptides are just chains of amino acids. They're just chains of proteins strung together. We all know about peptides. Collagen is a peptide, right? Insulin is a peptide. We've all heard of peptides. I'm hoping, I wish that David Schmidt would create a phototherapy patch to activate insulin. Can you imagine? No more metformin, no more injecting. Wouldn't that be cool if he, like, billionaires, we're all billionaires all of a sudden, right? Because of that. But he hasn't done that quite yet. But we've seen great results with the diabetes, of course, and so many blood sugar issues with X39 and, of course, SP6. But the bottom line is no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. We're literally just activating those healing mechanisms with light, non-invasive. You wear this patch 12 hours on, you take it off and throw it away. While you're sleeping, you put a fresh patch on the next morning. Make sure you're well hydrated. I'm pretty wild about salt. You get around, I'm kind of salty. I'm a little salty verbally too. But I'm really salty internally because we need intracellular hydration. And how you know if you're well hydrated, a lot of people drink water and then they just pee like racehorses. So if you're drinking a lot of water and you're having to pee all the time, that tells me that you're not having very good intracellular hydration. You need to add a pinch of that Redmond salt or Celtic salt or whatever high quality salt you choose. Or you could be like my friend Peter on here. Peter just runs down to the sea and he gets salted up every day by swimming in the sea. That's another good way to do it. I don't have a sea next to me, so I can't do that. But you should put a pinch of that salt in your mouth and then drink your water, and that'll keep that fluid and that hydration in the cell. And your cells need hydration. It's how nutrients get in and out of the cell. It makes them permeable, as David talked about yesterday, right? And it also is what allows the toxins to get out of the cell. So some people are just walking around toxic, dehydrated because their cells are so tight, dehydrated, and nothing can get out. So all the toxins are sitting in, right? So make sure you guys are well hydrated, because here's what's going to happen. When you put the patch on, oh boy, your body's going to say, it's time to heal. It's time to regenerate. It's time to activate these stem cells. It's time to detox. And we want there to be good intracellular hydration so that you don't have any detox side effects. If you're getting detox side effects, guess what? Put a pinch of salt in your mouth a couple times a day, eat a couple more avocados, drink some coconut water if you have access to it. Get those electrically charged minerals in your system, and all of your side effects will go away. It's pretty easy. So you've heard the benefits over and over. I think you get the point. We're going to move a little bit into the money, if that works for everybody, because money matters for all of us. I want you all to be able to afford your patches. So the topography map, one final thing, it's a great little visual. They literally looked at people's brain coherence to see how the brain was functioning. This woman was a 77-year-old yoga instructor, and you think yoga, she'd be all connected, right? Unfortunately, this was her brain. A lot of inflammation, a lot of lack of brain coherence. So the more red, the more inflammation. And I always say that red and inflammation might be loss of words, maybe memory is poor, maybe sleep is poor, maybe anxiety, depression, right? We just don't know what was going on there, something. But 3 short weeks later, look at session 2, guys. Look at all of the red is gone. Do you have any friends with brain fog? Like, we should be sprinting to them and hugging them and patching them, right? So the bottom line is the longer you wear it, the more balanced the brain is going to become. And of course, like David says, this is not just an anti-aging product. This is actually age reversal. People that wear this patch look and feel younger. I look and feel younger now than I did 2.5 years ago. If you look at my pictures from 2 years ago, I don't look as young as I do now. I'm certainly not as vital. My goodness gracious, I'm stronger than ever when I go to the gym. Like, it's amazing. So it really has helped with muscle recovery, muscle repair, probably because I'm sleeping, right? Which is always a great thing when you're sleeping because the body can heal. So there are other patches. I can briefly just give you a preview of them, but I really want you to take home the X39 because that's the one you should start with. You know, X49 is great for blood flow, for bone density. It helps increase lean muscle mass and lose body fat. David Schmidt actually did a clinical study. It's available on your LifeWave InTouch app. So by the way, when you sign up and you get started with the person who invited you on here today, you're going to get 2 things. Well, you're going to get 3 things. Number 1, you're going to get the wholesale prices always when you get started as a wholesale member. I love that. Save the money, honey. Okay. The next thing you're going to get is you're going to get your own free website. So if you want to share it, you can. If you don't want to, just keep it to yourself. The third thing you're going to get is free access to a LifeWave InTouch app. That InTouch app is wonderful. It's got clinical studies on there. It's got videos on there. It's just going to educate you and inspire you to wear the patches, right? You'll also be able to share some of those videos with your friends if that's something you choose to do. Again, you don't have to. Just share if you care. All right. But X49 and 39 together, if you read on that app, talks about how it actually increased bone density, reduced body fat. So a lot of the athletes love the combination of X39 and 49 together. And that's what my mom was wearing when we took her back to the dentist, and those teeth, when the doctor said that periodontal disease is gone. I was like, you got to be kidding me. We've been dealing with this for 7 years, right? 2 months, X39, only 2 weeks on X49 with that X39. The teeth were set in the mouth. It was a brand new mouth, he said. All right. Energy enhancer. That's the one David started with. White on the right, tan on the left. You can remember that just because it's rhymes. White right, right? White right, tan left. And so you can put it at different acupressure points. There's people in this group that are far more knowledgeable about that than me, and you should catch one of their Zooms. Like Nikki's very great at that. Eon, amazing at pulling the body from the fight or flight state back to the parasympathetic state where it can actually regenerate. David actually says the combination of X39 and Eon together are so powerful because the Eon is going to relax the body so it can actually heal and reduce the inflammation. And then X39 can go to work at creating those stem cells. So that combination, if you're on here today and you've got any active dis-ease state, maybe you've got an autoimmune problem, maybe you've had a chronic inflammation problem, it doesn't matter what the disease name is. They just call them different things to sell drugs for them. No matter what your disease state is, the combination of Eon and X39 is pretty remarkable for most everybody that has a disease state going on. Okay, so I encourage you guys to get on those 2 patches. Ice Wave is to get rid of full body pain or acute pain. Maybe you've got a sore shoulder or a sciatic nerve pain or something. Again, you can do it full body, white on the right, tan on the left. Or you can do a clock method, which there's plenty of other videos talking about the clock method. Glutathione is a master antioxidant that literally is needed by every single cell in the body for the body to push out heavy metals. So if you don't have glutathione, you're pretty much out. You're off the planet. So it's very important that we restore our glutathione levels. If you take an oral glutathione supplement, it may or may not work. Some studies show that, if you take glutathione orally, it's not even absorbing because it can't get past that stomach acidity. The beautiful thing with all of our patches, every one of our patches, none of them have to filter through the stomach, the liver, the kidneys. All of them are coming in with phototherapy. The only thing coming into the body is a spectrum of light, no matter which patch you wear. And depending on the spectrum of light is depending on the healing benefit that's going to take place, right? So the glutathione is been clinically shown to increase glutathione over 300%. In some cases, it was 500 and 600% in 24 hours, but average was a 300% increase in glutathione. Amazing. SP6, Alondra could tell you all about SP6. She's a master of it, helping with just helping the organ functioning to function better, levelize those blood sugar numbers, right? Bring it back into balance. And it's really amazing at increasing organ functioning. You only wear SP6 on the left side of your body. Okay, it's to be worn only on the left. Okay, got that? Silent Night is actually increasing melatonin naturally, which is so cool because melatonin does so much for the body, right? It helps us to sleep and restore and clean our brains. Those are all the different patching points that you can put it. So when you see those little visuals of the little guy with the foot and the head, those are different areas for you to try the patch to see what works for you. All right. Carnosine. Oh man, if you want to turn into a superhuman, use this one. I love it. I love it. Right here in the middle of my chest, turns you into superwoman or superman. Literally better, faster, fitter, stronger. People that have higher levels of carnosine in their blood live 30% longer. So I don't know. I think it's a good idea. All right, guys. Also very good for neurological issues. If you talk to anybody that's got any neurological problems, like the Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that, I love the combination of X39 and carnosine together. Many times I do X39, 49, and carnosine. Those three patches are really kingpin for a lot of nerve-related things. Alavita. Oh my gosh, you guys got Alavita now over there. And this one actually decalcifies your pineal gland. It's a big deal. And that's why you guys are so sharp and so intuitive. Hello. And that's why like everybody on the South African team is like becoming magnetic because the pineal gland is decalcifying. And then you just like, we're not just energetic beings and electrical beings, we're magnetic, right? What we think about, we're drawing to us. So it's amazing how that's happening. But epithylamine is a peptide that is really known as the fountain of youth. If you Googled it, it would say it's the fountain of youth. The reason they call it the fountain of youth is because it actually helps you to get into the REM, very, very, very deep stages of sleep. So a lot of people that wear Alavita on their third eye, whoop, wow, they like dream in color. And sometimes they tell me it's a little too much. I'm like, okay, just take it off and put it on the top of your right foot or the bottom of your right foot or on the outside right ankle. I like to throw it underneath that. It's called Calm Sleep. But that's a great patch to wear, you guys, to decalcify that pineal gland. And a side benefit is, yeah, you're going to look a lot younger. Those age spots are going to start to go. And then, of course, we use all of our patches for pets, but there specifically is AccuLife, but you don't just need that one for your animals. You can use any of them. I talked enough about electrolytes. You guys know they're important to get the body electrolyte. Turn on the light. There's all that. Let's get to the money. Here we go, guys. So a 20-year-old company that this year, now I found out we're going to probably do over $620 million this year. So the company just 4 short years ago was doing 20 to 30 million a year. And now look at what has happened. David predicts that 2025 will be the company's first $1 billion year. Can you imagine? You guys are going to be part of that, the $1 billion year. We're open in over 75 countries. This is not a Me Too product. There's nothing like us in the marketplace. So it's not like a weight loss product where you're competing against a bunch of other weight loss products, right, guys? Or a collagen where there's 20 other collagen, or a CBD where there's 100 of those to choose from. We literally are so unique in the marketplace. And I promise you, with David Schmidt at the helm of this ship, we will always be unique. Like he will always be he is a disruptor in the marketplace. He is a category creator. Like he literally creates categories. And people say, well, are there any peer-reviewed studies? He doesn't have any other peers making phototherapy patches. So it's kind of a problem, right? It's like there's other people in the phototherapy realm who he's got great feedback from, but there's like, we can't like, it's not in the drug world where there's peer-reviewed because there's a bunch of drugs, right? Here it's hard to have peers because no one's making what David's making. So very brilliant. And I will just tell you this, incredibly humble. The company is #1 for momentum. It's the #1 growth company in the world. In February of this 2024, the DSN, they give out this award annually. It's for the #1 most massive growth over a 4-year period. Usually it's given to like a 5 or 6-year-old company, right? Because they're in that momentum stage. Here we are, 20 years young, winning the Bravo Growth Award. What? Like, so it's just really unheard of. We're very proud of that we are #1 in momentum, #1 in growth in the world. So there's 6 ways of making money over here, you guys, and they're all amazing. So when you get started, And I will tell you this, I know sometimes in South Africa, I want to have a conversation about South Africa, because sometimes people, it's hard for them to afford one of these packages, right? So they do have the option that they could get started for a $25 membership fee and just order one sleeve of patches. Okay, one sleeve of patches with that membership fee is going to run you about $100 US dollars. And so you guys can do the math over there in South Africa. But that is one way just to get your account active, just to get your spot on the tree. You know, and at any point, once you've done that, you can always upgrade to that core package. So let's say that you're paying that $125. When the timing is right, you can upgrade to the core, and you can just pay the difference in price and get the difference in sleeves. So get people on the patch, get people on the tree, get people on the team, right? Get them feeling the effects of this. I will tell you that the richest man in the world came out of South Africa. I mean, do you guys know who Elon Musk is? Wasn't he raised in South Africa? Okay. So like, I feel like we need to like pull off any road stops or roadblocks that we have mentally, because the wealthiest guy in the world comes from your country. So he busted out of that. And I was just thinking about that the other day when I was listening to his upbringing in South Africa. And I was like, listen, I know there's some parts of the country that are very, seeing tough times, and it's very hard to, encourage people to do this. But I believe if you get on the right frequency, I believe everything is frequency. I believe everything is frequency. When you get on the right frequency, you're going to attract the people that are looking and praying for health. You're going to attract the people that are looking and praying for maybe a family member's health. You're going to attract the people that are looking and praying for a financial opportunity, right? Imagine that you could sign somebody up for $25 with one sleeve of patches, and they would actually have an account that they could start sponsoring people. They'd have a free website and a free app where they could start enrolling people at the core package. Boom. They enroll somebody at the core package with their website, $35. They enroll somebody with the advanced package, $75. They enroll somebody with the premium package, $405, right? So you can start making money with this thing very fast. Share the opportunity. Some people say, I don't care about the money. Well, then why are you saying you don't have any? Right? Think about that. I don't care about the money. You just told me you don't have any to buy the patch. You obviously care about the money. If not, you would have said that, right? So let's get real. Like, I like to give people, when they talk, I'm like, let's be real with them. Come on, you care about the money. You just said it was going to be a struggle for you to buy these things. So let's talk about the money so that you can start making a difference with your family's finances. It's time for you to break out of that. Remember, you're the generational chain breaker, aren't you? I am. Are you? I just decided I'm not going to take that chain anymore. It's a chain gang. I'm not going to be in the chain gang anymore. I'm done with that chain gang, right? I broke the chain, broke it off. You remember, sickness, Alondra, sickness, poverty. Oliver, you're breaking the chain. You make the decision, right? So, but if people are ready, I would get them started at core. I'd get them started at the core, the advanced, the premium. The ones who are going to see it are going to see it. And remember, that comes with 3 sleeves of patches. Now, maybe they don't need all 3 sleeves of patches, but guess what? They can use one for themselves, and they can turn around and sell those other 2 sleeves right out of the gates, recoup their investment. Just sell it to somebody then. Somebody doesn't want to sign up yet. They just want to use the patches. Okay, sell them a sleeve of the ones you have. So you can very quickly recoup that initial investment. I just saw South Africa's on the move. I just saw another PD over in your country, another presidential director, and I think she's in her 70s. So it is happening. So people are building fast and furious over there. So it is happening. You're looking for those that want to partner with you, that want a different way of life. A big question I ask everybody is, are you ready to change your story? Because if they're not ready to change their story, then you're going to be calling them, and did you put the patch? Okay, put it on. I'll wait for you to put it on. It's going to be that. Like, if you want to drag them along, I don't want to do that. Life is hard enough. Like, I don't want to be dragging people. I want people that want it. Remember, you're not looking to change people. You're looking for people that are ready to change. It's a big deal. Okay. You guys got it. Choose what package is right for you. If you need to recoup that investment by selling some of those sleeves, go for it. What you want to do from a business standpoint is you always want to stay active, because when people are ordering, these points are equal to dollars. And so you don't want your points to flush just inside, in case you'd ever want to decide to build this business. So one sleeve subscription is what you want your account to be active at. That's $100 US dollars per month. So make sure that you're at least active with that so that your points don't flush. 2 sleeve subscription is you're going to maximize all 6 ways of earning. Okay. When you're on a 2 sleeve subscription. All right. So Next way to earn is a binary commission. You only have 2 legs you're building. I talked to a woman last week and she said, Renita, I was with a network marketing company where I had to build 12 legs. I said, holy cow, talk about exhausting. Over here, it's 2 legs. So you've got a right team and a left team. Just think of yourself as the leader, and you're going to try to build up as many team leaders as possible. Okay? And maybe when you start, you don't have any leaders. Maybe you just got 4 people, 2 on your right, 2 on your left, that are just using these patches for their health. Great. As soon as you find those 4 people, you're considered a manager. Okay? But let's say of those 4 people, 2 have phenomenal results, and they say, wow, I want to tell people about this. Well, now you've got those 2 people. You work with them to get their friends and family members get going on this. And when you do that, you become a director when you have 3 people sponsored on each leg, so 6 total, and 1 on each leg that has gone manager. So you're looking for people that are looking. I'm not dragging. I'm not going to say, come on, you should do this. That just sounds like a nag, right? That's a bad frequency. So I'm saying, hey, listen, are you looking? Are you looking to change your finances for your family? All right, let's go. This is a proven system. This is a team has created 85 millionaires in the last 2 years. 85. I mean, can you imagine? You couldn't start a business in South Africa today, and 2 years from now, have that many people making that much money. Because if there's 85 millionaires, there's a whole lot of 100,000aires, 10,000aires, 1,000aires, right? So you don't necessarily just have to be a millionaire. Maybe you're a 100aire. You're like, Renita, I'd like to be a 100aire. I want to make $500 a month, right? Because $500 a month would be an extra $6,000 a year. How many of you know $6,000 a year would change your life? Come on, guys. So this is easy stuff, right? So maybe you don't have the grandiose vision, but start small. Here's what happens. When you get in the flow state, when you get in the state where you realize what is happening here, it's so easy, right? When you're outside of the flow state, it seems so hard. As soon as you step your foot in the flow state, you're like, oh my gosh, let's go. It's go time, right? Another way to earn, you guys, is matching bonuses. Just know that if you're sponsoring people, their first line leadership, you can sponsor 4 of these, 8 of these, or 800 of these, okay? But if they go to work and they start building a binary, you're getting a 25% check match on that. So let's say that you sponsor, 8 people. And let's say some of them are making $500 a week, and some of them are making 200, and some are making 1,000. Well, guess what? Because you sponsored them, you're getting a 25% check match on those binary commissions. So if they're getting 1,000, you're getting 250 check match. So you want to make sure you help your team to win. Okay. That's first level. Those people sponsor people. That's your second level. So you sponsored a friend who sponsored their friend. That second level, you're getting a 20% check match on. Wow. Right. That second level sponsors another person. And this is infinity deep, but these first 3 levels, you're paid 25, 20, 20. So it's so important that you stay in the game and you get your team engulfed in this is it team. You can do that on the YouTube channel. You can do it on the Facebook group. You can do it at This Is It Info. You can do it at This Is It Team, right? That's the business. Get them involved with the Facebook group, LifeWave Wellness Warriors, because when they're part of the community, they're going to see the bigger vision. And then you're not dragging them all by yourself. Finally, they catch fire. They see something. Like, isn't it something that you can say something to somebody over and over and over and over, and maybe they're not hearing it. And then they go in the Facebook group and they see one post and they call you and they say, you know what? I realized if I increase my electrolytes, I'm going to get results faster. And you're thinking, I told this person this 7 times, right? But they weren't ready to receive it. So that's the power of the group. That's the power of teamwork makes the dream work. Sometimes it's heard and received differently from other people. They can become retail customers at your website as well. I don't do a lot of these because I don't like people paying full price for anything. I feel quite guilty about it. So I don't do that. I usually try to get them enrolled as wholesale members because I just want everybody saving the most money, right? And getting their free website if that's something they're looking forward to. Please note, if people get in as retail preferred customers, they don't fall on your tree. And then, of course, earning the regional trips. So where's your regional trip? I'm going to show you right here, but the 6 ways of the global leadership pool, we're not going to get into that today. That's once you hit SPD and beyond, a big chunk of money being given away. The final thing I want to show you guys is how to win that trip. Where's your trip to? I have it pulled up here. Let me find it so you guys can see it. Croatia. Who wants to go to Croatia? Anybody? I was just in Croatia. Okay. We had won a trip with LifeWave to Mykonos, Greece, Santorini, Greece. And then we also went to Split, Croatia. So I didn't go to this place. How do you pronounce it? Dubrovnik. Okay. And so how you win this trip, for those of you that might be interested, it's right now. And you guys know that you're going to Croatia on my birthday. I didn't know that until just now. May 8th is my birthday. Okay, I'm going to talk corporate into letting me go. Okay, because I want to go to Croatia on my birthday. That sounds like fun. So the trip is May 8th through the 12th. And how do you qualify for this? Well, the first thing you need to know is you need to either earn 100 points to win or 140 points. Now, Fred on your team was the winner chicken dinner. I met him and beautiful Nadine on down in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Now, we had 75 people from our team win that trip to Punta Cana. The next one here in the United States is Punta Mita. Our goal is to have 100 people from our team to win. So my goal for you is not just to say, I want to go. I would say, I want to go and I want 5 of my friends to go with me. Who wants to go with me to Croatia for free? Okay. And then you start working as a unit, right? A team. And you say, let's go build this together, right? And so what happens is you need 100 points to win for 2 people, all inclusive, the food, the trip, everything except only one flight. Okay, so your flight is paid for. 140 points, you get everything plus 2 flights. All right. How do you get these points? When you sponsor people with a core package, you get 2 points. You know, when you sponsor them with an advanced package, you get 4 points. When they become, brand partners with a premium package, you receive 8 points. You could set a goal for yourself that say between now and February 23rd, which is when the qualification ends, I'm going to try to get 10 premium packs. Just that would be 80 points. Do you think if you're going to go try to get 10, that you're probably going to get a couple core, a couple advanced? Yeah, that's what's going to happen, right, guys? So set an audacious goal with the 10, but go to work and say, every day I'm going to make 3 to 5 phone calls. I'm going to touch 3 to 5 lives a day. I'm going to hand out 3 to 5 patches a day. Okay. PCs get only 1 point. So I'm not doing a whole lot of PC sponsoring right now, unless it's an accident, because I'm really looking to get the points because I want to win Punta Mita. Who doesn't want to win a free trip, right? Now, when people upgrade, let's say they got started on your team as a core, call them up and say, hey, do you want to upgrade to the advanced package? Because you get a lot more for the money. The best deals of all of LifeWave is the core, the advanced, and the premium. And you only get those packs once, right? They can't go back in and keep reordering those. I wish I could go back in and keep ordering a premium pack. I can't. I don't even see it in my back office because once you order it, it's gone, right? So I let them know, hey, listen, that is the best deal that you're ever going to get to save the most amount of money. Let's upgrade you to the advanced. They will call you and say, thank you for telling me this. I did not know I could do this. So, you know, it's you. My friend Sherry McCants, she picked up the phone one Saturday on the last trip. She got literally on one day on a Saturday, she said, I'm going to call all my people and tell them how to upgrade. They don't know how to do it. Literally on that one day, she earned 80 points of making phone calls because everybody upgraded. Hello, right? Just make the phone calls. This is so easy. Do the math. Look at your team. Maybe you sponsored 10 people. Maybe half of them haven't upgraded at all. Maybe they're still set at the core package. Well, when you upgrade them to the advanced, guess what? 4 points. When you upgrade them to the premium, 8 points. Money. Let's go, guys. They're getting the best deal. You know what I like when everybody wins? They win they win because it's the best deal financially. You win because you're winning financially because you're getting not only the free trip, but you're getting that bonus because they upgraded, right? That $405 bonus. All right. Another way that you can get them is not just by you sponsoring. You've got to help your team to win. That's why I said pick 3 or 5 friends that you want to do this with and lock arms and run, right? Personally sponsored brand partners. Manager, when you have somebody that you've sponsored, actually, when you rank advanced yourself, let's say you're on here and you're not a director yet. When you go director yourself, you get 15 points. Maybe you're brand new on here. You say, what's a manager? Well, you go out and you sponsor 4 people. As soon as you sponsor 4 people at that core package of $295, guess what? You're 10 points on your way to 100. As soon as you go director, you're 15 more points on your way to 100, right, guys? So that's one way to do it. And another way to do it is those people that you've sponsored, when they go manager, you get 5 points. When they go director, you get 7 points. So you're trying to help your team to win. This is awesome. And then finally, the rank maintenance. When you're a manager and you maintain that rank of manager, you're getting 1 point per week. Some of you, this is a 16-week qualification. You've already got 16 points because you maintain manager. So 16 on your way to 100. What are you waiting for? Go, go, go. I always say you better go right now. Don't tell me February 1st you want to go. We could do it then, but now we've got all kinds of time And I'll tell you what, I did have people last time that 1 month before the trip, they went all in and they won the trip. 1 month before. I'm just saying, let's not wait till the last minute. Okay. Any questions on that? The sky is the limit. I believe everybody who wants to go to Croatia will be there. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. I am way over my time. Enough storytelling. Here's what you got to do. Talk to the person who invited you on here, and that person will be your sponsor. They'll make sure that you get started at the right package for you. Would Elevita be the one for hair loss? My sister has total hair loss. Oh yeah, we see good hair things with X39 too. So I would do X39 and Elevita. And also I would just recommend a really good multivitamin mineral supplement for her. Okay. So if she's not taking that, and I would probably say methylated. So if you don't know what that means, that's a whole nother Zoom, but just look for methylcobalamin. You don't want cyanocobalamin because cyanocobalamin is cyanide. And some people with the MTHFR gene, they can't break that down. So when you go to buy the multivitamin, it should say methyl, M-E-T-H-Y-L, methylcobalamin. Okay? It should say that. And it should say methylfolate instead of folic acid. Some people can take folic acid. About 50% of the population cannot. They need folate. They need methylfolate. Okay? So it should say those two methyls on it. And then you know you got the right multivitamin and mineral. All right? That'll help. All right. Would X39 positively? Yes. So the 3 top things in the world for nutrient absorption and to heal up leaky gut, number 1 is the GHKCU peptide. In fact, when that doctor did his research back in, 51 years ago, when he discovered the copper peptide, it was the number 1 thing for stomach cancer. So yes, put on X39. It's going to help us heal up that leaky gut and restore the gut lining. All right. Yes. What else? All right. Fred, we are praying for you. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, we just ask for full restoration and healing and all the light and good thoughts. And God, we are just sending positive, amazing prayers and loving thoughts to Fred right now and his aging parents, that they are fully vital, fully aware, alert and awake and rejuvenated. And we are just so thankful for their longevity and their continued longevity. We're just believing for full healing and restoration and a mighty spirit, a bold spirit of health and vitality to come over Fred's father. In Jesus' name, amen. Anyway, all right. The best is yet to come, right, guys? All right. Any more questions? And if not, I think I've taken my time long enough. Zip it, Bernita. All right. All right, everybody. May the Lord bless you and grant you favor over your business, over your health, over your family, over your finances. Say it out loud, favor. Sometimes I just put my hands in the air. I walk around my house, favor, favor. My kids say, Mom, you're wild. I'm like, favor, favor over you boys too, right? I'm just praying it out over them, right? Just come on, let's use our voice as a rudder for the ship, and let's speak good things into people's lives. All right. All right. The very best is yet to come. Talk to who invited you on here. Get started with one of those wholesale packages today. And I hope to see you on May 8th in Croatia. I'm going to try to sneak in on that one. Don't be surprised if I'm there.
Thank you, Vanita.